So we are looking to raise 2.5 CR. And now coming into the product, as I told you that we are building a SaaS product which is into EdTech segment. So each student is generally a B2B platform, wherein this is similar to one of the CRM tool or ERP tool if you consider. So what exactly each student does is, firstly, the problem identified in this education sector of India particularly is there is a lack of communication. There is a lack of data management. There is totally an inefficiency in terms of school operations. Particularly in handling a communication between a student, a parent, and the administration team. So we have identified this, by working in B2C segment of Byju's. So what exactly we have found out is we have conducted one R&D campaign by attending 10 to 15 schools for the past 7 to 9 months, wherein we have started developing the product back in March 2024, and we have completed the MVP phase in November 30, 2024. So in this 8.5 months of journey, exactly what we have identified is, firstly, the lack of pass percentage going on in the private school sector in India is not just because of education inefficiency or tutor inefficiency or some other things. It's purely a communication barrier between the parent and the school administration team is the primary point we have identified. And then the second a major issue we have found out is the present rate or the attendance rate of the teachers, particularly at the school, or the seriousness in giving the homeworks or whatever it is the second primary problem here. So with this, by attending a few private schools, sitting along with the students and, understanding the reason behind, poor percentage of pass rate, we have identified one major issue here. Coming back to the same story, it's not about the education or the quality of, the way they are teaching, guys. The problem here exactly in the Indian education sector is there is no proper tracking mechanism for an administration and for a parent in terms of academics, in terms of safety as well. So now to fulfill this, to close this problem, we have launched a product called eStudent. So what exactly we are trying to do is we have developed a platform wherein one product out of the 5 products which we have built is for the administration, wherein this will be a web-based dashboards. And then the rest of the mobile apps will be for the teachers and for the parents and for the non-academic staff like transport team and the hostel team. So each student is a mixture of 5 products, wherein I told you that web panels will be for the administration team and one app for the parent and teacher, which is called as a parent app. One app is for the hostel team, which is for the wardens and chief wardens. One app is for the transportation team, which is for the bus coordinators and drivers. And the last app is for the agents team. Agents team is nothing but the school who will have a third-party marketing people working for them in terms of increasing their admissions on an offline or online basis. So this is the mixture of product we have built. And what exactly we are trying to do is, in India, we have registered 4 lakh schools, particularly in the private sector. This is as per the UD ISC report in 2023 December. So right now the count is plus or minus 18,000, wherein we are estimating the count exactly right now is 4,15,000 registered schools, active schools I'm talking about. So on an average, we have 120 million students studying in this private market of India. So now, what each student is exactly targeting? We are looking at impacting at least 1% of the private sector by next 1 year, which is exactly 4,000 schools. So to be more specific, whom are your target audience you are targeting? If you ask me, we are looking at targeting state board schools primarily. So what is the reason behind targeting the state board schools is there are 2.5 lakh registered out of 4 lakh, particularly for the state board. So the primary reason behind opting out this as a primary target is the person who will be sitting in the place of principal, particularly in a state board school, will also be the owner of that particular school. But if you talk about the CBSE schools, these schools will have different branches, multiple branches in tier 2, tier 3 as well. So if you go and meet some metro city principal, we'll be not having an assurance that he is also the owner of the school. Owner might be roaming here, there, or owner would have kept some kind of second source of income and incorporated these schools. So in this reason, we are targeting 2.5 lakh schools, particularly, on initial basis, but the overall target we are having is a 4 lakh schools. Now, this is the segregation, sector-wise. And if you look at this, South India has the majority of the education schools, particularly in the private sector. So we have close to 36 million students studying in this region. And then this is where the northern, this is where the western and eastern and the central part of India is, basically looks like. And now, coming to here, how are we solving this problem is, we have developed 38 modules particularly. So few of them are academic related, timetable management, fee management, bus tracking, live location management, hostel management in terms of their kids attendance, particularly in the hostel premises as well, tracking their food menus or whatever, library, whatever the books have been collected, and leave management. If any parent is looking to raise a leave or whatever, we wanted to streamline everything in a technology basis. And this is how it looks like particularly. And we have segregated our offering into two types. One is into a premium type and the second into the standard type. So the pricing model which we are following is, let's say on average, we are having a 300 students in every school. So based on the school's potential and the turnover of the school or whatever it is, their capability, we are pitching them the two types of modules. One is the basic, which is costing around 350 rupees per student per one academic year. And the second one is 500 rupees per student for one academic year. So let's say there are 100 students studying in a single school. So if they're opting for a standard package, which is a basic package for us, so there will be 350 into 100 rupees, which is 35,000 per one school, particularly for one academic year. Here at the time of enrollment, we'll be collecting a 35,000, and we are totally, not bothered about the increase of admissions post the enrollment in the same academic year. So that's how we are looking at here. And then the financial projections generally, how we have segregated is, as we told that 4 lakh registered schools as per the education, central government data. The 1% of market initially we are looking at, which is exactly 4,000 schools, and premium and standard package segregation altogether we have got a 45 CR of projection. And by next 5 years, we have estimated a 15% of market capture, wherein, I'll come back to the competitor analysis of how we have actually done this. And by 5 years, 15% of market penetration is exactly coming close to 670 CR. So altogether, we are looking to capture a market of 1,560 CR. So this is what altogether, which mixed premium and standard package is coming up. And then the cost structure, how exactly we are segregating, the 300K ask. So particularly, we are looking at developing few AI integrated modules, something like, facial recognition. AI ML can be used particularly to capture attendance of 1,000 students all at a time in a single go from a teacher app itself, wherein 1,000 faces or 100 faces can be captured from a single camera or from a single device, and an attendance will be automated based on the capturing of the number of faces here. And majority of the fund, if you look at $150 to $130, we are, $130 to $150K, we are looking at spending only for the technology integrations, particularly on working for AI and ML. And the rest of the parts we have been allocated for operations and increasing our manpower. And who are the competitors in this particular industry? We have major competitors who have been in the market for the past few years. So Lead School, which has literally, had a very great time in the COVID. They have recently raised $100 million Series D funding as well post the COVID. So COVID has given a very clear opportunity for B2B EdTech segment to grow very rapidly. And then we have a My Classboard company, which is incorporated in South, particularly from Hyderabad region itself. They are operating at least 50 to 100 CR on an annual turnover right now, and they are profitable enough. And then Teachment, as you all know, that they have recently raised 850 CR funding altogether in the COVID itself. Initially, within 1 year of the operations post fundraising, they have clocked a revenue of 1 CR. So they have understood their problems, in the product. They have done few corrections as well in the offerings as well. They have made it more feasible for every school, irrespective of the potential they have, more feasible. And, they have changed their pricing model. And right now, they are also clocking around 100 to 150 CR turnover per year. So particularly, what is the target we have is we are looking at $7.5 billion market size in India, particularly for the ERP. So how are we unique is exactly, the founders, especially myself and Pardunjay, we are from the EdTech sector. So we know the pain points, particularly in the, B2C or B2B Indian EdTech market. And also the product which we are developing is something related to artificial intelligence and, something related to machine learning, wherein we are totally focused on reducing the time and stress, particularly the teachers and administration put in to fulfill the operations without any lack of communication or imbalance going on in terms of data efficiency as well. And current traction, as I told you that by November 30, 2024, we have completed the MVP. And alone in the month of December, we have collaborated with the 40 schools by collecting a 5,000 token at once. So if you ask me, how is this 5,000 again coming into picture? So initially, we want the product development or product testing to be happened on practical basis. So for that reason, we have taken geo model as a part of example. So geo model has given us some kind of primary key points to go into the market. Like our GTM strategy is to first initially collaborate with good count of schools, understand the feedback, understand the requirements, understand the pain points more, develop few more modules, and give a fulfilled product. So in that way, we have onboarded 12,000 students alone in the month of December. And right now, actively, we are operating 12,000 students all together with the 40 schools. Particularly, these are from Hyderabad and Tier 2 of Telangana. So the feedback which we have been receiving from those schools are literally amazing and giving us a very positive or motivating traction to move ahead. And so we have also got a good commitment from 100% of the schools. I mean 100% strike rate that they are looking to renew the product on the next academic year. So with that basis, again coming back to the current and vision, right now we are pushing only the core ERP product, wherein we don't want to enter into different streams and do a mixture of offerings. We don't want to be into some kind of additional things which we are not initially looking at. So that is the reason we are pushing our core product. And then the second vision actually we have is to integrate the admin panel, which is for the administration, to particular device. Here we have again taken an example of Byju's and an academy. So they have integrated their product into some kind of devices, something like Lenovo tabs, Samsung tabs, a few cases with Apple tabs as well. So here we are following the same process. We are looking at integrating our admin panel to some kind of device. So this is, the sole purpose behind this is to create some kind of interest, particularly for the administrator to collaborate with the student. And then to collaborate with student education loan providers called EduFin, which is actually leading into the market, which is from Chennai based, and they have been doing very well. So here we are looking at collaborating with a student loan providers company as well, so that firstly collaborating with each student will have a very great value addition to the school. With this vision, we are collaborating with student loan provider as well, and then we are looking at increasing the second source of income by at least monetizing few ads on our mobile apps of parent and teacher. So to put ourselves into a second source of income by having some kind of commission model here. And funding requirements, again coming back to the same, we are asking at least 2.5 CR, which is our good runway for the next few years. So the majority of the fund will be for the technology and increasing the manpower. And also, since we are collecting few sensitive data, something related to the student addresses, others, parent fees details, integrating Razorpay and collecting the current account details of the schools as well. So we also require a strong cyber security to collaborate with the student, and that's how we have segregated the fund. And the equity dilution we are looking at is 15% for the same 2.5 CR. And exit strategy also we have planned. I don't want to share it right now. I really want to share it, personally to someone who is coming up.